Every morning, before the world touches you, your mind is completely unguarded. No defenses, no filters, no resistance. Neuroscience calls this the hypnopompic state, the brief window after waking when your brain is most open to influence. Whatever enters your mind during this time doesn't just inform you, it programs you. And here's the uncomfortable question. Who is programming your mornings right now? Your phone? Your stress? Other people's lives? Yesterday's problems? Most people don't wake up. They react. They grab their phone, flood their brain with noise, and let the day decide who they'll become. But high performers, emotionally stable thinkers, and mentally resilient people do something radically different. They treat the morning as a mental operating system update. Because science shows that the habits you perform in the first hour of the day directly shape your focus, your emotional regulation, your stress hormones, your decision-making, your long-term habits. In other words, your morning is not a routine. It's a psychological script. Change the script. And you don't just change your day. You change the trajectory of your life. Now let me show you the 11 scientifically backed morning habits that quietly rewire your mind for clarity, discipline, and inner strength. Before the world even gets a chance to distract you. Habit 1. Don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Most people wake up like this. Eyes open. Hand moves. Phone lights up. Before their feet touch the floor, their brain is already flooded with messages, news, notifications, and other people's lives. It feels normal. But your brain experiences it as a shock. When you wake up, your mind is still slow and soft. Scientists call this sleep inertia. Your brain waves are not fully alert yet. This is the most sensitive moment of your entire day. And what do most people feed their brain at this moment? Stress, comparison, urgency, noise. The phone tells your brain, react, hurry, pay attention. Something is wrong. Your stress hormone, cortisol, spikes too fast. Your focus breaks before it even forms. Instead of starting the day calm and clear, your mind enters defensive mode. This is why many people feel anxious for no reason in the morning. There is a reason. Your brain was hijacked before it could stabilize. Studies from neuroscience and psychology show that early morning phone use reduces attention span, increases anxiety, and lowers emotional control throughout the day. You become more reactive, more impatient, and mentally tired, faster. Now here's the shift. High-functioning minds protect the first 30 minutes after waking like sacred ground. No phone, no news, no social media, no emails, not because phones are evil, but because timing matters. Your brain needs silence before stimulation. Instead of grabbing your phone, do 3 simple things. First, sit up and breathe. Slow breathing tells your nervous system that you are safe. This lowers stress hormones naturally. Second, get light. Open the window. Step outside. Let daylight hit your eyes. This resets your internal clock and helps your brain wake up properly. Science shows this improves focus, mood, and sleep quality later that night. Third, move your body gently. Stretch. Walk. Shake your arms. Nothing intense, just movement. This tells your brain, we are awake, we are in control. This simple habit does something powerful. It teaches your brain one message every morning: I decide how my day begins. Over time, this builds self-trust, mental stability, emotional strength. You stop starting your day in reaction mode and start it in command mode. You don't need motivation. You don't need discipline. You just need delay. Delay the phone, and you gain clarity. This one habit alone can change how your entire day feels, and we're just getting started. Habit 2. Drink water before anything else. When you wake up, you don't just feel sleepy. You are dehydrated. You've gone 6 to 8 hours without water. Your brain, which is mostly water, is running low. Even mild dehydration can reduce focus, memory, and mood. And most people start their day in that state without knowing it. Instead of water, what do many people reach for first? Coffee, tea, energy drinks. But here's the problem. Caffeine doesn't wake your brain. It forces it. When you drink caffeine before water, your brain stays dehydrated while being pushed into alert mode. This increases stress on your nervous system and often leads to jitters, crashes, or mental fog later. Science shows that drinking water first thing in the morning improves attention, reaction, speed, mood, short-term memory. In simple terms, your brain works better when it's hydrated. This habit is not about rules. It's about respect. Respecting what your body actually needs before you demand performance from it. The moment you wake up, your body is asking for one thing: fluid. A glass of water sends a clear signal to your system. Support is coming. Your blood flows better. Oxygen moves more easily to the brain. Your digestive system wakes up gently. Even your stress hormones calm down faster. Now here's the deeper part most people miss. This habit trains patience. You are telling yourself, I don't need stimulation immediately. I can start slow. That mindset carries into your day. People who rush into caffeine and stimulation often feel rushed all day. People who start with water tend to feel more grounded and steady. You don't need fancy water. You don't need supplements. You don't need trends. Just 1 or 2 glasses of plain water. If you want to improve it slightly, you can. Add a pinch of salt for minerals. Add lemon for taste and digestion. But these are optional. What matters is sequence. Water first. Stimulation later. After 15-20 minutes, then drink your coffee if you want. Your brain will handle it better. Your energy will feel smoother, not sharp. This habit also creates an early win. Before the world asks anything from you, you've already done something good for your body. That builds momentum. Small habit, big effect. You're teaching your mind and body one rule. We take care of ourselves before we perform. And that rule changes everything over time. Habit 3. Get morning light. Even if you don't feel like it. Most people think energy comes from sleep or coffee. It doesn't. It comes from light. Your brain has a clock inside it. This clock decides when you feel awake, focused, tired, or restless. And the strongest signal for this clock is not alarms or routines. It's natural light. When light enters your eyes in the morning, especially sunlight, it tells your brain one clear message. It's daytime. Wake up. This simple signal does many important things at once. It reduces melatonin, the sleep hormone. It raises healthy cortisol levels, which help focus and motivation. It improves mood and emotional balance. It sets up better sleep for the night. When people skip morning light, their brain stays confused. They feel tired in the morning, wired at night, and mentally slow during the day. That's not laziness. That's a mistimed brain. Science shows that just 10-30 minutes of morning light can improve concentration, reduce low mood, and stabilize energy levels for the rest of the day. And here's the key part. You don't need perfect sunshine. You don't need a long walk. You don't need motivation. You just need exposure. Open the window. Stand on the balcony. Step outside and walk slowly. Cloudy light still works. Cold weather still works. What doesn't work is staying inside under artificial light. Screens do not send the same signal. Your brain can tell the difference. Now let's talk about why this habit feels hard for many people. In the morning, your brain wants comfort. Warm bed, closed eyes, stillness. Light feels like effort. But effort here is not about discipline. It's about timing. Morning light actually makes the rest of the day easier. You're borrowing a little discomfort now to gain clarity later. People who get morning light often say, "I don't know why, but my day feels smoother." That's not imagination. That's biology. This habit also helps anxiety. Morning light calms the nervous system over time. It makes your stress response less sensitive. You react less. You feel more grounded. And there's a quiet psychological effect, too. When you step outside in the morning, even briefly, you remind your brain that you are part of the real world. Not just a screen. Your thoughts slow down. Your mind opens up. Your body feels present. You don't need to think. You don't need to plan. Just let the light do its job. If you wake up early and it's still dark, turn on bright indoor lights and go outside as soon as the sun rises. That's enough. This habit is not about productivity. It's about alignment. When your brain clock is aligned, everything else becomes easier. Focus, mood, sleep, self-control. You stop fighting yourself. And the best part? This habit takes almost no time, but gives you back hours of mental energy. Light first, screens later. Your brain knows what to do once you give it the right signal. Habit 4. Move your body. But don't exhaust it. When people hear morning movement, they often imagine intense workouts, sweat, and discipline. That's not what this habit is about. Your brain doesn't need exhaustion in the morning. It needs activation. After sleep, your body is stiff. Blood flow is slow. Your nervous system is still switching from rest mode to action mode. If you stay still too long, your brain stays half asleep. That's why some people feel heavy, foggy, or unmotivated for hours. Movement is the bridge. Science shows that light movement in the morning increases blood flow to the brain, dopamine, motivation chemical, focus and alertness, mood stability. And it does this without stress when done gently. This is where many people make a mistake. They either do nothing or they do too much. Too much intensity early in the morning can spike stress hormones too high. This may feel energizing at first, but it often leads to fatigue or irritability later. The goal of morning movement is simple. Tell your body, we are awake and everything is working. That's it. Good options include stretching, walking, light yoga, mobility exercises, gentle bodyweight movements. Even 5–10 minutes is enough. What matters is consistency, not intensity. When you move in the morning, something important happens psychologically. You shift from passive mode to active mode. Instead of being dragged into the day, you step into it. Your brain starts releasing dopamine in a natural way, not from scrolling, not from stimulation, but from action. This builds a quiet form of confidence. You feel more capable, more awake, more present. Over time, this habit improves self-control. People who move in the morning tend to make better decisions throughout the day. About food, focus, and emotions. Not because they are stronger, but because their nervous system is balanced. There's also an emotional benefit. Movement helps release stored tension. Many people carry stress in their body without noticing. Gentle movement lets that tension leave before it turns into irritability or anxiety. Think of it like shaking dust off your system. This habit is especially powerful if you do it without music or screens. Let your body feel itself. Let your breath find its rhythm. You don't need motivation for this habit. You only need a rule. Before I sit, I move. That's it. No tracking. No pressure. No comparison. Just movement as a signal of self-respect. And here's something most people don't realize. Morning movement doesn't steal energy. It creates it. By the time your day truly begins, your body and brain are already online. You're not forcing focus. You're ready for it. Small movement. Clear mind. This habit prepares you for everything that comes next. Habit 5. Don't plan your day. Set one clear intention. Most people start the day by thinking about everything they have to do. Emails, tasks, problems, deadlines. Their brain gets busy before it gets clear. And when the brain feels overloaded, it doesn't work better. It works defensively. Focus drops. Stress rises. Small things feel heavy. That's why planning too much in the morning often backfires. Your brain is not ready for complexity yet. Science shows that decision-making power is limited, especially early in the day. When you flood your mind with choices and plans, you use up mental energy before real work even begins. The goal of the morning is not control. It's direction. Instead of planning your whole day, choose one intention. Just one. Not a long list. Not a perfect schedule. One clear sentence. For example, today I will work calmly. Today I will finish one important task. Today I will speak with patience. Today I will stay focused. During deep work. This does something powerful to your brain. It gives your mind a filter. Throughout the day, your brain will unconsciously look for ways to match that intention. This is called the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that decides what to notice and what to ignore. When you set one intention, distractions feel weaker. You don't feel pulled in every direction. You're not forcing discipline. You're guiding attention. This habit also reduces anxiety. Anxiety often comes from feeling pulled by too many demands. One intention simplifies everything. It creates a sense of inner order. You may still do many tasks, but they feel connected, not chaotic. There's another deep benefit here. Setting an intention builds identity. You're not just doing tasks. You're deciding who you are today. Calm, focused, patient, consistent. And when you act in line with that identity, even in small ways, your brain records it as evidence. I am this kind of person. Over time, that changes behavior naturally. This habit works best when done quietly. You don't need a notebook if you don't want one. You don't need affirmations. Just pause for 30 seconds and ask, what kind of day do I want to live today? Then choose one sentence and carry it with you. You don't need to repeat it all day. Your brain remembers. This habit protects your mental energy. Instead of waking up scattered, you start centered. Instead of reacting, you respond. And when the day gets messy, as it always does, that single intention becomes an anchor. You return to it, again and again. Simple intention, strong direction. This is how calm people stay calm in busy lives. Habit 6. Sit in silence for a few minutes. Most people are afraid of silence, not because silence is bad, but because it brings thoughts to the surface. So they fill every quiet moment with sound, music, videos, podcasts, news, from the very start of the day. But your mind needs quiet before it needs input. When you wake up, your thoughts are already moving. If you add noise immediately, those thoughts never settle. They pile up, and by midday, you feel mentally tired without knowing why. Science shows that short periods of silence reduce stress, lower heart rate, and improve emotional regulation. Silence allows the nervous system to reset. This habit is not meditation in a complicated way. You don't need a method. You don't need a goal. You don't need to empty your mind. Just sit. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at most. No phone, no music, no talking. Just sit and breathe normally. At first your mind will feel restless. Thoughts will come. That's normal. You're not doing it wrong. The point is not to stop thinking. The point is to stop feeding every thought. When you sit in silence, your brain learns something important. I don't have to react to everything. That lesson stays with you all day. People who practice brief morning silence tend to feel less rushed, react less emotionally, think more clearly under pressure, feel more grounded in their body. There's also a deeper psychological effect. Silence creates space between you and your thoughts. Instead of being inside your thoughts, you begin to observe them. That small distance gives you control. You notice patterns, the same worries, the same fears, the same expectations. And when you see them clearly, they lose power. This habit also improves focus. Your brain is like a glass of muddy water. If you keep shaking it, it stays cloudy. Silence lets the mud settle. You don't need a perfect posture. Sit on a chair. Sit on the bed. Sit on the floor. Just keep your back relaxed and your breathing natural. If your mind wanders, let it wander. Silence is not about discipline. It's about permission. Permission to slow down. Most people try to control their day by pushing harder. Calm people do the opposite. They create inner stillness first. This habit takes very little time, but it changes the tone of your entire day. You start from a place of clarity, not noise. And once your mind learns this feeling, it begins to seek it naturally. Quiet first, noise later. That order makes all the difference. Habit 7. Do one small task and finish it completely. The brain loves completion. Not big success, not perfect results. Completion. When you finish something, even something small, your brain releases dopamine. This chemical doesn't just make you feel good. It tells your mind, I can follow through. That belief is powerful. Early in the morning, your brain is still forming its rhythm for the day. If the first hours pass without finishing anything, your mind stays in a waiting state. You feel busy, but not effective. This habit changes that. Choose one small, clear task and complete it fully before jumping into bigger things. It could be making your bed, washing your cup, writing one paragraph, organizing one small area, reading 2 pages, sending one important message. Small task, clear ending, no multitasking. Science shows that unfinished tasks stay active in the brain. This creates mental tension and background stress. Finishing something closes the loop and frees mental energy. That's why half-done work feels heavy. This habit is not about productivity. It's about psychological momentum. When your brain experiences an early win, your confidence rises quietly. You don't hype yourself up. You feel steady. And steadiness lasts longer than excitement. There's also an identity shift here. Each time you complete a task in the morning, your brain records a pattern. I start things. I finish things. Over time, this changes how you see yourself. You stop saying, I'm lazy. I procrastinate. I struggle with discipline. And start acting like someone who simply does what they decide to do. This habit works because it's honest. You're not pretending to be super productive. You're not forcing motivation. You're proving reliability to yourself. And self-trust grows through evidence, not motivation. Another important point. The task should be easy enough that resistance is low. If the task feels heavy, your brain will delay it. If it feels doable, your brain moves forward. This builds a healthy relationship with effort. Instead of associating effort with stress, your mind links effort with relief. Finish, relief. Finish, calm. Finish, confidence. That loop becomes addictive in a good way. This habit also helps focus later in the day. When your brain starts with completion, it's easier to concentrate on harder tasks. You're already in motion. Think of it like pushing a car. The hardest part is the first push. Once it moves, it moves. You don't need a long list. You don't need pressure. Just ask, what is one small thing I can finish right now? Then do it fully. No rushing. No distraction. Completion creates clarity. And clarity creates power. Habit 8. Eat a calm, proper breakfast. Or wait on purpose. Morning food is not just about hunger. It's about signals. What and how you eat in the morning tells your brain whether the day is rushed or steady, chaotic or controlled. Eating in a hurry sends one message. We are late. We are under pressure. Skipping food without intention sends another. We are ignoring our body. Both create stress. Science shows that blood sugar levels in the morning strongly affect focus, mood, and patience. When blood sugar swings too fast, the brain feels foggy, irritated, or tired. This habit is not about eating early or eating a lot. It's about choice. You either eat calmly or you wait calmly. Both are fine. Rushing is not. If you eat breakfast, keep it simple and balanced. Some protein, some healthy fat, something light, not heavy. This helps keep blood sugar stable and supports steady energy. If you don't feel hungry, don't force food. Waiting is okay, as long as it's intentional. Drink water. Stay aware. Eat later without guilt. What matters most is how you eat. No phone, no scrolling, no rushing. Even 5 quiet minutes change how your body processes food. Digestion improves when the nervous system is calm. Stress blocks it. This habit also trains awareness. You begin to notice hunger signals instead of ignoring them. You learn the difference between real hunger and habit hunger. That awareness improves self-control later in the day. There's also a mental effect. When you eat calmly, you reinforce a simple rule. My body deserves attention. That mindset carries into work, conversations, and decisions. People who rush meals often rush thoughts. People who eat with presence think more clearly. You don't need perfect nutrition. You don't need trends. You don't need strict rules. You need respect and rhythm. One more important point. Avoid starting the day with only sugar. Sweet foods without protein cause a quick energy rise, followed by a drop. That drop often shows up as tiredness, cravings, or irritability. Steady energy beats fast energy. This habit is quiet but powerful. It reduces emotional swings. It improves patience. It supports focus without force. Food becomes fuel, not distraction. Eat calmly, or wait calmly. Either way, your brain learns that the day is not chasing you. You are moving at your own pace. Habit 9. Write 1 page. Not to be good, but to be clear. Your mind holds thoughts that don't need to stay there. Worries, ideas, questions, loose plans. If they stay inside, they create mental noise. That noise follows you all day. Writing in the morning is not about creativity or journaling perfectly. It's about emptying the mind. Science shows that expressive writing reduces stress and improves clarity. When thoughts move from the mind to paper, the brain relaxes. It no longer has to hold everything at once. This habit is simple. 1 page, 1 notebook, no rules. You write whatever is there. It can be messy. It can repeat. It can sound childish. That doesn't matter. The brain doesn't care about grammar. It cares about release. When you write, something important happens. Your thoughts slow down. Instead of racing, they line up. You begin to see what actually matters and what doesn't. Many worries lose their power once they're written down. They look smaller on paper than in the mind. This habit also improves decision-making. When thoughts stay unspoken, they feel urgent. When written, they become manageable. You stop reacting. You start choosing. Another benefit: emotional honesty. Writing allows you to notice how you really feel, not how you think you should feel. That awareness prevents emotional buildup later in the day. You don't need deep insights. You don't need solutions. Just write. If you don't know what to write, start with, "Right now, my mind is thinking about," and let it flow. 5 to 10 minutes is enough. You can also end the page with 1 clear line. Today, what matters most is. That connects this habit with your intention from earlier. This habit works best on paper, not screens. Writing by hand slows the brain down in a good way. It creates focus and presence. If you miss a day, it's fine. This habit is not discipline-based. It's relief-based. People who write in the morning often describe the same feeling. I feel lighter. That lightness improves focus, patience, and creativity. You walk into the day with fewer thoughts pulling at you. Clear mind, open space, better choices. You're not trying to become a writer. You're giving your mind somewhere safe to unload. And once it does, it works better. Habit 10. Delay information. Don't consume content too early. Your brain was not designed to wake up and immediately absorb the world's problems, opinions, and noise. Yet early in the day, many minds are flooded with headlines, videos, messages, updates. This creates a quiet overload. The brain has a limited capacity for information. When you consume too much too early, your attention becomes scattered before it has a chance to focus. Science shows that heavy information intake in the morning reduces deep thinking and increases mental fatigue later in the day. Your brain spends energy processing other people's thoughts instead of forming its own. This habit is about timing, not avoidance. Information is not the enemy. Poor timing is. In the morning, your brain is still organizing itself. It needs space to set priorities, not noise to chase. Delaying information intake, even by 1 hour, changes how your mind works. Instead of reacting to what you see, you act from what you decide. This habit protects your mental direction. When you consume news or social media early, your mood often shifts without permission. One headline can shape your emotional state for hours. That's a lot of power to give away. By delaying content, you keep emotional control. You choose when to open the door, instead of leaving it wide open. This habit also improves creativity. New ideas come from quiet thinking, not constant input. When the mind has space, it connects dots naturally. Silence first. Input later. There's another effect that's easy to miss. When you delay information, boredom appears. Briefly. That boredom is not a problem. It's a signal that your brain is ready to create, not consume. Many useful ideas appear in these quiet gaps. This habit doesn't require strict rules. You don't need to block everything. Just set a simple boundary. No consuming content until I've done my basics. Basics like water, light, movement, intention, one completed task. After that, you can read, watch, or listen, without guilt. You'll notice something interesting. Content feels lighter, less sticky, less controlling. You're informed, not overwhelmed. This habit also improves emotional balance when your day starts internally, with your body and mind. Outside information feels like an addition, not an invasion. That makes you more stable. You don't absorb every emotion you see. You stay centered. This is especially important in a fast, loud world. Calm minds are not built by avoiding life. They are built by choosing the order. You don't need to know everything first thing in the morning. The world can wait. Your clarity cannot. Delay information. And you keep your mental strength. Habit 11. Step out with a sense of gratitude, not positive thinking. Gratitude is often misunderstood. People think it means forcing happy thoughts or pretending everything is fine. That's not what this habit is. This habit is about grounding, not pretending. In the morning, your brain naturally scans for problems. That's how it's wired. To protect you. If you don't guide this process, your mind spends the day focused on what's missing, wrong, or uncertain. Gratitude gently changes that direction. Science shows that brief gratitude practices lower stress, improve emotional balance, and increase resilience. Over time, they help the brain notice stability instead of threat. This habit takes less than 1 minute. Before you fully enter your day, pause and name 3 simple things you're glad to have. Not big achievements, not future goals. Simple, real things. For example, a working body, a quiet morning, clean water, a roof, a chance to try again, someone who supports you. These are not dramatic thoughts. They are anchors. When you acknowledge what's already supporting you, your nervous system relaxes. You feel steadier, less desperate, less rushed. This habit does not remove problems. It changes how you carry them. There's an important psychological shift here. Instead of starting the day with, "What do I need to fix?" you start with, "What is already holding me up?" That question creates strength. Gratitude also improves patience. When the mind feels supported, it reacts less aggressively to stress. Small frustrations don't feel personal. Delays don't feel like threats. You move through the day with more balance. Another benefit: perspective. When you regularly notice what's present, fear loses some of its grip. You stop living as if everything could collapse at any moment. You begin to trust life a little more, and yourself within it. This habit works best when it's quiet. No posting, no sharing, no performance. Just a private acknowledgement. You can think it. You can whisper it. You can write it. What matters is sincerity, not intensity. Some mornings, gratitude will feel natural. Some mornings, it will feel forced. Both are okay. Even on hard days, noticing one stable thing creates a small island of calm. This habit also completes your morning loop. You've protected your mind, supported your body, created clarity, built momentum, set direction. Gratitude seals it. It tells your brain, we are not starting from zero. And that message is powerful. You don't step into the day hungry for validation. You step in grounded. This doesn't make you passive. It makes you strong without tension. Grateful people are not weak. They are stable. And stability is the foundation of confidence, focus, and long-term growth. End your morning by acknowledging what already exists. Then move forward. Not rushed, not heavy. Just ready. Final message: the real power of your morning. These habits are not rules. They are signals. Each one quietly tells your brain how to behave for the rest of the day. This is the core idea behind English Mindshift. Understanding how small mental shifts, done daily, change the way we think, feel, and act. When you protect your morning, you protect your attention. When you slow down early, you move faster later. When you start with care, discipline becomes natural. The goal was never to build a perfect routine. The goal was to build self-trust. Every small habit you practice in the morning sends one message to your mind: I show up for myself. And when your brain receives that message again and again, it begins to change. You think more clearly. You react less emotionally. You choose better, without forcing yourself. This is what a real mind shift looks like. You stop fighting your thoughts. You stop chasing motivation. You stop feeling behind before the day even begins. Instead, you start from a place of clarity. Some mornings will be messy. Some habits will be skipped. That's not failure. Consistency is not perfection. Consistency is returning. Each morning is a reset point, not to fix your whole life, but to set the direction. You don't need more pressure. You don't need extreme discipline. You need better beginnings. When the morning is calm, the mind is clear. When the mind is clear, decisions improve. When decisions improve, life slowly changes. Not through noise, not through force, but through understanding. The kind of understanding English Mindshift is built on. So don't chase the perfect morning. Create a supportive one. Because the real power of your morning is that it teaches your mind how to live the rest of the day.